Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. We're returning to Mill Street Barracks for part 2 of our live stream very soon. We'll be joined by Nigel Bach and Scott Tomlinson from the USA, followed by the Common Mystics who'll be sharing their Boo review of Baptised by Satan. But let us begin with part 2 of our investigation at Mill Street Barracks.
Well, welcome back to Mill Street Barracks again, Nigel and Scott. We've been upstairs. We've been in a little cellar. This week we're going to take it into the main hall. So we're going to go in there now if Jonathan opens the door.
Yeah,
because not like the ghost, we can't walk through them. So there we go. You want to go through? Yeah, do you want to go through with your lights? I'll open the door, yeah.
Now, what is that white thing to the left? It looks white to us in the light. It's right behind Jonathan.
Behind Jonathan?
Yeah, what's that?
That way?
Yes.
Let me just bring you around to it. This is a life belt.
Okay.
The life belt, and they changed it, they put the name on it.
Okay.
And then you've got the flagpole up there. And then you've got the mural on the wall.
All right.
You can see that okay, Nigel and Scott?
Yep.
You've got all that. You've got the ship's wheel here. I won't crack any of my bad jokes, I promise you. Just ring the bell. Figure. Yeah, figure. The word figure's just come out. And let's just get this going. Sorry about your ears if anybody's listening to this. It's the bell. That usually makes something happen, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. If you don't just want to turn your lights around a little bit. Oh, Jesus, Ian. I didn't know you were standing there then. Okay. In the middle, we've already set up the trigger object in the middle there. So if we walk towards and Jonathan puts his light on, we'll show you what it is. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, I say
it. What's that? I've been watching you. You've been watching me.
Well, you know, there's a reason. I'm going to leave Scott here for a minute, and I'll be right back. But I want to answer that question about them watching me, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay. Have we got any cat balls with us? I've got one here. Do you want to put it near that door down the far end again? Yeah, but if it lights up, we will, won't we? Okay.
Now, is this the same area we were in before where the cat balls were very active?
That's right, Scott, yeah. We're in the main hall of the building now. If Jonathan shines his light just slightly to his right, we'll be going down there a little bit later on to the cellar.
I don't know how to, okay, there I shut. Hang on. Is this the same thing that was in the middle of that room?
Let's see. Oh, I can't quite see that. It is. Yeah. Sarah. It is. Yeah. What's that? The dog. Oh yes, same one.
Because, you know, the funny thing is, it said, while you were showing that doll, it said, I've been watching you. And this sits on the desk right behind me where I work. And the noise it's making, I've never heard that. I mean, I picked this thing up and carried it in here. I mean, it's obviously an animatronic, but
it's creepy.
There's an off switch here that, do you see the off switch? On, off.
Oh yeah, it's not.
I turned it off, it's not stopping.
You see that here? Right. So that is, it's movement activated.
Yeah, it rocks. It's on a rock. I can't, hang on. Can you see?
Yeah.
Is somebody there, it says. Now, it's obviously set up to do this, and I just pressed it and it shuts it off, but there's an off switch on the bottom that's not, I mean, the doors, it's got a screw in it that I could take out and take the batteries out, but I've had this thing for 2 years, sitting next to my desk. You're pointing out that ghost, or this same doll there that was sitting in the middle of the room. And I go over to get this, and when I pick it up, I mean, obviously it's motion activated, but when I pick it up, it's the first time it's ever made any noise. I didn't know it made a sound.
Oh,
How weird's that?
You know, I mean, you think it's just a coincidence?
So it's never gone off before, like, even moving it, or...
No, see, that now, but it's never gone off when I've moved it or anything, and I didn't press that when I just picked... I don't know. I might be grasping at straws here, but it was just very weird, the whole thing.
it's still. It's just come up on the talk. I'm telling the truth.
It's asking me if I'm telling the truth?
What did it say?
I'm telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth.
All right, well, what are you... Now, I mean, look, I know that some things make for interesting viewing here for my viewers, but there's no way, in your expertise, is there any way, like, for instance, we are separated by geography, thousands of miles away from each other. From your knowledge of the spirit world, is that, oh my God, I forgot from last week that she was with you, and her face just appeared behind Jonathan over the shoulder. Marie, I wish you had said something a minute earlier. I just all of a sudden saw, it looked like, because your shirt's dark and you were in the shadow, it looked like what's that called, disembodied?
Oh, like just
it looked like a floating head. I gotta admit, I wish I had an adult diaper on at the moment, but I don't. But in your expertise, do
You
you...
could see when you go to toilets in the early hours of the morning. How I feel.
That doll, which is the same as this doll, now is that on a rocking horse also?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, is it? It's actually the same doll.
So it's the same exact doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you get it? Like, why is it in there?
Benjamin.
I bought it as a trigger object weeks and weeks ago.
Don't you just...
Before Halloween.
I don't know. It just seems like a very odd coincidence that we both have it. And it also seems like when your spirit talker said, I'm watching you. And I mean to tell you, literally, if you could picture this being the desk behind, the shelf behind me at my desk, that's where she's been sitting since I got her at a Halloween store. Not this Halloween, but the previous Halloween. It's been sitting right there. So it's almost like, I don't know. Maybe I'm grasping here too much, but it just seems very odd to me.
It is true.
Could be sisters.
You
Could have
what?
been from the same tree.
Florence. We've just had the word Florence come up on the spirit talker as well.
Yeah.
Are you Florence?
You just read my mind then when I was thinking that.
What?
When you said, are you Florence, I was about to say, is your one called Florence?
It doesn't have a name on it that I know of. I'm trying not to touch it because she's creepy. What's animated doll on rocking horse?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it says.
Strange, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Where's Ian? Oh my God, Ian. My son's all in black and everything. He turned around, he just looks like the photos. He's actually taking photos and filming for us in the background. So there's my hand in the way again, look. So what we'll do, what we'll do first, Nigel, we'll do a bit of calling out up here.
Okay.
Then we're going to take you into the cellar, and we'll tell you a little bit about the cellar when we get down there.
Well, you know what? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to turn this on, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I think if I...
It'll go off when you turn it.
Let me move this desk so that it's visible to you.
Mm-hmm. What's that thing on there? What's that inside? Lock. That looks so creepy, doesn't it? We're just getting some weird noises here. Okay. You think that you turn around?
I don't know. This thing's disturbing as hell.
Creature. The word creatures just come out while you were playing that, Nigel.
What was the word?
Creepy.
Creepy.
Creature. The word creature came out.
Creature.
Okay. So I'm going to ask if there's anybody here in this room with us now. We ask you to come forward, come and show us you're here. I'm just shine the torch over that way a bit. You've got Jamie, Jonathan, Marie, Ian, Nigel, and Scott. If you can, would you please come forward, come and let us know you're around. You did it last week when we were helping in here. So if you can, you do it again, please. They've just been set up. They're not going off on their own.
Yeah, I've only
What's
just set
that?
them up myself.
Yes,
That's
it's
why
me.
they're going on.
Yes, it's me.
See, that's why I like
That's it.
that's why I like doing this with you, because there are shows out there that would say, oh, something's happening. And you come right out and you say that, hey, they're going off because we just sat them down. So
Yeah.
you come across, I wouldn't do this show with anybody else. You come across as very credible.
Thank you.
Thanks, now.
That's what I mean. The only people we'd be cheating is ourselves, and that would be wrong to do that, and it'd be wrong to cheat on anybody else as well who's watching this. Because although we enjoy doing it, we like to be honest with everything. We're not here to fake things. We don't want to fake things.
Well, we're here to find out if there's anything, what is out there. Is it? And we're only fooling ourselves if we don't find. Even if somebody's belly rumbles, we say, "Oh, that was me."
It's usually me that.
Yeah. We just make
What
sure
was
that
that?
we are true to what we're doing.
They mean us harm.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're here with respect for you. We're here with respect for the building. We don't mean you any harm. All we want to do is show that you're still around and to remember who you are. So by you saying that you're here to hurt us, it's wrong. So what we want you to do is be respectful as much to us as we are to you. And tell us some names and talk to us. That's all we're asking for.
You make a sound.
Did a word come up at all then? Pulse. Okay, does Nigel or Scott want to call out in the main hall?
Sure. So, what was that last word? False?
False, F-A-L-S-E.
Okay. We are not here to hurt you. We just want to converse with you, talk with you. If you can, if you feel comfortable, please just show us that you're here. Give us a tap, some kind of noise, or go ahead and move one of those balls if you're ready to do so. Just let us know you're here.
What did that say?
It's someone.
It's someone else. That's because, Scott, that the weird thing is now is we've been here for nearly 12 years. We all know this place. Me, Jonathan, Marie, we all know this place really well. And yous have never been here before. I'm just trying to get some light. You have never been here before, and if you think about it, it's saying it's someone else. Now, Scott, you've just been calling out then, on the way that someone else called out, so that's a bit strange. Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it anyway.
There have been a couple of strange things that you said haven't been said before, stuff like that, and it seems like it seems like the voice box. When we did this before, it didn't seem like there was as much coming through that. Is that accurate? Is it usually pretty heavy traffic through the voice box?
Oh,
Yeah.
what did that say?
Sorry, Scott, we've just had the children play games.
Oh.
Yeah. That's just come through as well.
So sometimes, Scott and Nigel, we don't get anything. Sometimes it could be 3 or 4 minutes before any words come up at all.
Okay.
So it all depends, and usually the situation or where we are. It does seem to have a good description of where we are, doesn't it?
It does sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's coming.
He's coming.
See, that was quite quick, wasn't it, after
Yeah.
the other one?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that, and sometimes it's not.
And as we said, we're not on the Wi-Fi with this, so
No.
they can't pick up anything we're seeing. So it just comes from there itself.
I mean, I can show you. My phone's actually on airplane mode.
Just try and put
Mhm.
I believe you.
There. Can you see the
Is that
on
better?
airplane mode?
Not really, but I believe you. Yeah, I say it
yeah.
there. Yeah, I say it.
Okay.
Just so nothing can, the app can't connect to any internet or anything. Then
Well, what we'll do is, Scott, do you want to do another call out again, and then we'll head towards the Stella?
Sure. If there's anyone here with us, we mean you no harm. We would love to speak with you, converse with you. If you could just let us know that you're here so that we can stay and try to get in contact with you. Please give us a tap or move one of those balls or let us know that you're here.
What was that? Please go right. Please go right. Well, I was going left.
Please go right.
Straight across. Yeah, it would. I'm going to go straight across, which is to my right, or would have been my right. There's the doll.
You go over here. Is this where you are?
Do you know where we didn't put a cat ball? I'm just going to kick one there now. I'm just going to kick a cat ball over to the... Yeah, that should go. What's that say? Rose. Rose. That's where you're using. Just... Gonna shine the top light. I think now is the time to go down into the cellar. Yeah,
Let's
we'll go
do
and
it.
take Let's go down into the cellar to the last part, yeah?
Yes.
Wanna go back? I'll just grab the cat balls. Oh, everyone's gone every other way except me.
I think we'll leave
We
the
need the
doll
lights.
here
Need some lights.
because we'll hear it.
Right, it's just come up. We're enjoying this. I'm going to turn you around so you can see the cellar as we walk into it. We'll show you a little bit of the cellar, and then we're going to go into a certain one. You coming down, Ian? Okay. Temperature, all of us. This was okay before, but temperature's dropping. Yeah, there's a cat ball near that door over there, Marie. On the right there. So this cellar, I'll tell you a little bit more when we get down there. Do you want to go through with the lights? This cellar, what we're going to... what's that say?
We're interested in what
Like that.
you
see your breath.
Maybe it's just when it's here or something. I don't know. Let me put her back. I'll stop.
What are the odds of that?
What? I know.
Having the same doll.
Well, that's a spirit. You guys froze up on us. I don't know if you. Oh, there you are.
Are you way back here? We're down in the cellar now.
Okay.
Now, just so you know, that this is the boiler room, but just out there in a moment, that was classed at one time as a makeshift mortuary. In the war times, anybody who was killed temporarily were put down in the cellar. Now, we're not sure when they had the TB here as well, whether the TB, they used it for them as well, you know, the bodies of them. But there's been many, many bodies down here. So it would be interesting if we pick anything up on the spirit talk. It would be interesting if the cat balls go off or anything like that. Can you feel me?
If you like.
Wrong show. Right. So I'm just going to turn around again so you can see. You don't want to keep looking at me. Oh, this is the room. This is the boiler room.
Okay.
Okay, so if we go back out, we'll go into the main cellar part and do some call outs. You got the torch on yet?
We've had a lot of very interesting things happening here.
What I'll do, and Nigel, I'm just going to turn the lights on quickly to show you. Can you shut that down?
Yeah.
I'll just turn the lights on quickly to show you the room. Quick. Right, okay, I'm going to turn the lights off now. Yeah. It's just come up, be fearful.
Okay.
That starts when I walked in. Okay, so if you can shine your light down there, John, what we'll do is we'll do a call out.
Yeah, I'm going to put these out.
There's one on the stairs. Capall on the stairs. You got Capall on the stairs, okay. He's just putting some down there. Now, this is the main cellar. We allegedly, I think there's 4, maybe 5 cellars here, isn't in this building?
Yeah.
And we can get to 3 of them. We know there's a 4th under another room, but they think there's another one under the main hall as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we're not sure. We haven't got the proof of that yet. So if you can shine the light down that way, not the main light, Marie. We'll put the blue light on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask if there's anybody here.
What if he took? Oh, he's
Sorry.
You're right.
There's a few what's names on the top there, which I bang my head on. Can you see okay, Nigel?
Yeah,
Scott?
we can see.
Yeah, I wish I could see it. Just whacked my head on one of the beams.
So just as Jamie banged his head on that big beam,
Yeah.
we got I will talk to you.
Oh, that's
You couldn't talk to me before it. Okay, I'm going to ask if there's anybody here with us now. Anyone who can hear us, anyone who can see us, please come forward. We're not here to do you any harm. We're here with the greatest of respect, as I said earlier on, for yous, the building, and anybody who's part of this building. We're not here to disrespect you in any way. We just want to tell your story if we can. And if you're willing to let us do so, please do something now. Either the shadows come towards us. What's that? Wife. Were you someone's wife? Are you able to tell us your name? Back my head.
you're all right.
I've got a lump. I've got a lump coming off.
My goodness, Jamie. How many years have you been coming down here?
So not knocked any sense into me though, has it? Okay. Should we go into there? Which is what we call the best room of them all, yeah. Yeah. And we'll put a cat ball in the cot. Oh, cat ball's just gone off. Cat ball's going off.
Well,
Just Just as he was opening the door.
Just as you open that door.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's try it again
Okay.
to debunk it.
Okay.
If you put the camera
Yeah.
down round you, Jamie,
Go
you
on.
can see debunking it.
Just open the door.
Yeah,
Yeah, do exactly what you've just done.
Do exactly what I just did.
Oh, sorry.
No, the cat ball hasn't gone off.
Let's just push it a bit further.
Go on then. No,
Definitely not.
no, it's
Nothing.
definitely not gone off.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. So,
Nothing.
no. So what I was going to say is, let's go into that room. Let's put a cat ball in there, and let's go for a good call out in there.
Okay, thank you.
Are you both prepared for this, Nigel?
Yeah.
Scott?
Ready?
Okay. I'm not.
I'll bring this one with us.
Okay. I'm gonna have to have a look at that.
You all right?
I caught the corner really hard, and it didn't off. It hurt me a lot.
Drain camera.
Drain camera.
Is that what you said? Drain the camera?
Let's see that.
No, I haven't.
How many times we've had our cameras drained down there now, right?
So just so you know, now, Scott, so what was used to be is the mortuary as well.
I've got my
It's quite active. We do have quite good contact with us, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
I won't. Where Thomas has just come up, I won't tell you the name. We'll see if it comes up. We'll see if you can pick up on the name as well, because that'd be interesting.
A name just came up.
The name's just come up, Thomas. The name Thomas.
What about Thomas?
It's just come up on the Spirit Talker. SED. That's just come up as well.
So have you shown where the cat ball is in the cot? And we've got one behind there, just put it on that table. So there is a story to this cot. I don't know if you've mentioned it.
Yeah, we'll mention it off here. Oh, not again. It's twice I've whacked the head now. Seriously.
You shouldn't laugh, I know.
Yeah, there's a sad story that goes with this cot. In the previous episodes, we talked about the dolls that were given to us by a local medium. The cot was also given to us by the local medium.
And it has got a story to it.
It's got a Welsh adventure. It's got a rather sad story to it. Do you want to know the story?
Yeah.
We'll tell you it off air.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll tell what we'll do now. We'll tell you that off air completely. Only just in case.
It's quite sensitive.
Did anybody just hear a bang upstairs?
Did you move them, Ian?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so the cot can be quite active, and I think it was to do with what happened.
Let's move away from the
Because it
cot.
was a real child's cot.
Okay, let's move away from the cot. Let's sit down here. See if I do anyone. I'd be better sitting down and get less injuries to myself. Do you know what? I'm going to let you two call out because you are quite safe where you are. So we'll let you both call out. We'll point it towards the pram.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, the cot, sorry, not the pram. No, not here. I've just said I'll point it towards the pram and it says no, not here.
Okay, so what do you want to do? I have to move it?
No, let's just call.
You call no? Okay.
Do a call out.
Nigel and Scott.
You ready? All right.
Yeah.
If there's anyone here, anyone at all that would like to communicate with us, we come here with absolute respect. We would just like to know if you're here with us. If so, and you're able and willing, please let us know you're here. Make a noise or tap the ball.
Are you watching us?
What did I say?
What's to say? Thank you for talking.
Yeah, keep going. It's just said thank you for talking.
Absolutely. What we would like to hear from you too. If you would give us another sign through that device there that you just used, or if you can, when you're ready and able, give that ball a tap or make a noise for us.
What was that light? Oh, it's Marie's torch.
It's my torch.
Do you want to turn that off?
Yeah. I'll put it on the table then.
Portal. It just says portal. That's how dark it is up there.
There is no big portal down in the cellar. Portal was meant to be under the stairs.
Does anybody would like to rock the baby in the cart?
Tell you if that's can't move at all.
There'll only be me left here.
True, right, it would be.
Does anybody like to go over to the cart? Is there a baby that can go in the cart? What
Two
was that?
taps.
What was the two taps then?
That was behind you, wasn't it?
Get out. It's come up. Get out.
Right, we've had two taps and the word get out.
Well, maybe you ought to get out.
Not yet.
That's what we're in for.
Can we
Oh, yeah, we've got-
ask? Can we
Got a
ask?
few more minutes yet, Nigel.
So please, we don't want to disrespect you in any way. We'd like to stay a few minutes longer, if you don't mind. And if you feel like it, is there a baby or someone we can put in the cart?
I must be seeing things. That cot looks like it's rocking.
Oh, don't.
I mean,
Right.
it's not a rocker. It doesn't have a rocker-shaped bottom, but it must be the shadow moving from the light behind it, because it looked like here. It looked like it went like that.
Well,
There's no shadows.
The light is actually still.
Yeah.
The lights are all. I'll show you. The lights are all there. Doorway. Doorway's right next to me. Why?
Yeah, and there's one over there.
There's one over there. Let's carry on over there then.
Okay, is anybody like to move the cot for us, the baby's crib?
Can you make a sound or tap the doorway that you're at, please? And there's more than one doorway in this room, in this cellar. Let us know which one you're near.
Can you tap or make a noise to the one that you're next to?
Forest.
Forest?
Not a
That's
clue.
strange. Yeah.
What was it?
Was that behind you?
No.
No.
It's behind you.
I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, I thought it come from behind you.
Didn't hear anything at all.
If you're trying to make a noise to where you are, where you stood or where you may be, can you do that noise a bit louder for us, please, so we all can hear it?
I'll do. I'm going to go and sit over in that chair so I can get
Okay.
you on as well.
No problem.
Without banging me head this time. Right, so I'm next to the cot. So if it rocks now,
You're running.
can you see okay, Nigel and Scott?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask if there's somebody here with us now. Pagan. Pagan. With the greatest of respect, could you come forward, please? What was that?
turn that round at the camera with the
That was out there.
Did you
It sounds
just,
like he's in the corridor the whole way.
Jamie, did you just pass your, we're seeing through your camera, right, Jamie?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you just pass your hand up in front of the lens?
No. Because I'm holding it from the bottom and the side.
Did you see what I saw?
What did you say?
Before he
I'll show you what I'll
turned...
do. I'll show you what I did. I went like that.
Yeah, but right about there, the last time, it was like if you've ever put your hand in front of the lens, it was like a hand, it was like something, a shot, I don't know. I'd have to watch the footage back, but it was like a shadow went bottom to top. And
Right, so what I'll do is I'll put my hand, there's my hand.
Yeah, put it right in front. Don't close
No.
the camera.
no,
There's my hand.
it was right blocking the whole lens,
There's my hand now.
right?
Yeah, my camera's this end. Was it this end you got it?
That wasn't it, but I don't know. I'd have to watch the footage back.
Okay.
That'd be interesting, that. That'd be, what? Jesus. Ian's like, yeah, I've just seen his face appearing at me, staring at me.
He's just told us to be careful. What do we need to be careful about? Have you got? Do you know something we don't?
I'm going to point at the game. Cut. I just yawned.
No, the light.
Where?
The light on the cot.
The light
Saw
on the top.
shadow again. Did somebody pass in front of that blue light? See, I just saw it again.
No?
We just no. Does he? Turn it round
No.
quick and see where we are. So
There's Marie.
we're sat down here. I don't know if you can see us.
If I
Yeah.
do that, you can see us better there now, yeah?
Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see you, but
Now, who would have passed in front of?
Just come up, two men here.
But I never moved. No. I never moved and no one moved.
we are going to have to study this footage. This is going to
So what I'll do is
this is going to wrap up on us. Hey Jamie, do me a favor.
right, because there's the top.
We're about
Yeah.
to disconnect here, but will you keep recording?
Yeah.
You just keep on recording after we disconnect. See, I
Okay.
saw it again. There's a shadow keeps appearing above that bassinet
The
or
top.
cot. There's like a white spot.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the second part of our invest at Mill Street Barracks, even though a technical glitches cut our recording of the invest short near the end of the live stream to the USA. Nevertheless, I hope you found the completed portion enjoyable. A big thank you to Nigel and Scott across the pond for their contributions, even though this segment was abruptly ended. Next, we welcome the Common Mystics to the show with their Boo review of Baptised by Satan. Jack-o'-lantern's two stories will be saved for next week's episode.
Good evening and welcome to the Boo Review. I'm your host, Jill Stanley. This evening, we delve into one of the most chilling tales out of Charleston, South Carolina, based on an article published on Tuesday, May 15th, 1860, in the Charleston Mercury paper. The article unveils unsettling behaviors from a young Willie Black that swiftly spiral into a bizarre tale that affects many in the community. For more on this, please welcome Jennifer James at the Bulletin Desk. Jennifer?
Thanks, Jill. Shortly after Willie's birth in 1850, his parents suspected that something was amiss. John and Eliza Black would later reflect on how unusual events began unfolding on the day of Willie's baptism at St. Michael's Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina. John was a skilled blacksmith, and he and Eliza resided in a cozy 2-story building in the heart of the city on King Street. The ground floor functioned as his bustling workshop, known as Black's Smithy, while the living quarters occupied the second level. Most days, John dedicated his time to the busy shop, while Eliza managed household tasks alongside her mother-in-law, Sarah Black, who also lived with them. For over 20 years, Black's Smithy had served as a vital community hub. Founded by John's father, the shop was passed down to John Black, Jr. after his father's passing in 1848. John, along with his wife Eliza and his mother Sarah, was well respected and beloved in the community. Black's Smithy was more than just a place for wagon and tool repairs or horseshoeing. It was a cherished gathering spot where locals came to relax and chat while John forged at the anvil and Sarah and Eliza offered chicory-flavored coffee and biscuits. However, everything changed one summer morning in 1850. Willie was just 3 months old on Sunday, August 4th of 1850. The Black family awoke to a joyous morning as they prepared for the child's baptism at St. Michael's. Eliza lovingly cared for the baby, while Sarah busied herself cleaning and baking for the guests who would join them after the church service. During the baptismal service, Reverend Thomas Harris stood by the font filled with blessed water. To his left, Eliza cradled baby Willie in her arms. John and his mother Sarah were also present at the font, joined by other family members and neighbors who had gathered to witness the sacred rite. As Reverend Harris recited the baptismal prayers, an unexpected chill swept through the church, sending a shiver down the spines of those gathered. It was August in Charleston, and the draft felt eerily unsettling. The congregation instinctively looked towards the closed doors, puzzled by the sudden intrusion of cold air. Eliza clutched her baby tightly, protecting him from this unsettling breeze. Just then, a fierce gust extinguished the flickering candles and lanterns, plunging the room into darkness. Panic erupted as Willie's piercing scream broke the silence. The sexton was summoned immediately, rushing in to reignite the candles and restore a sense of warmth and light to the gathering. Reverend Harris remained composed amid the strange occurrences. As the lights illuminated the room, he resumed the rite, focusing intently on the child who writhed and screamed in Eliza's arms. He dipped a small pitcher into the baptismal font and poured the water over the child's head while Eliza held the baby stretched over the font. At that moment, baby Willie ceased his cries, and a collective sigh of relief swept through the congregation at the sudden quiet. However, Eliza was the first to notice that Willie had stopped breathing. She called for John. Panic erupted as the congregation wrung their hands and cried out in distress. Eliza collapsed into Sarah's arms, sobbing, while John shook Willie and pressed his chest. Suddenly, The child gulped, gasped, and then giggled. That day, the entire group left the church feeling bewildered and emotionally drained. Back at the house, friends and family gathered for a feast to celebrate Willie's baptism. But the anticipated festivities would never unfold. While John and Eliza unpackaged the carriage, Sarah took Willie from Eliza's arms and carried him upstairs to lay him down in his crib. Moments later, John and Eliza were startled by a piercing scream, followed by a terrible crash. They rushed to the stairs to find Sarah at the bottom of the flight, her neck clearly broken from the fall. Meanwhile, Willie sat at the top of the staircase, giggling, unscathed. It was Reverend Harris who conducted the funerary rite for Sarah Black the following day. In the months and years following Sarah's tragic accident, a series of bizarre and inexplicable events unfolded at Black's smithy. Objects began to move on their own. One morning, John arrived at the smithy to find that the hammers and axes left for repair had been hurled across the shop overnight, embedded deeply into the walls. Mysterious substances appeared seemingly out of nowhere, and a peculiar spot developed on the ceiling directly beneath Willie's room, oozing a strange slime that emitted a foul, sulfurous odor. During this period, Eliza became increasingly reclusive, spending her days upstairs with Willie while John worked in the shop below. Whispers circulated that she and John were experiencing strange occurrences in their home, but being private people, they kept any such troubles to themselves. Some claimed that Eliza was overly protective of her child, rarely venturing outside with Willie. The Blacks ceased attending church on Sundays, and Reverend Harris made frequent visits, seemingly trying in vain to persuade the family to return to their pew. The Black family also withdrew from socializing in public, and Black's smithy transformed from a local gathering spot into a source of wild rumors and fantastical tales. Willie had just turned 5 the year Dan Rice's circus arrived in Charleston. Despite her reservations, John persuaded Eliza to take Willie to this lively spectacle. Dan Rice was a renowned clown and showman, celebrated for his variety acts and captivating animal performances. With excitement, John purchased 3 tickets while Eliza prepared for their outing. She dressed Willie and packed a basket filled with sandwiches. Before long, John, Eliza, and Willie strolled the few blocks to the grand circus tent. Those who spotted Eliza on the street that day remarked on her appearance. She looked anxious and fragile, with deep purple shadows beneath her eyes. Her hair, neatly combed back, was streaked with white. The dress she wore hung loosely on her slender frame, making her almost unrecognizable to her friends. They murmured amongst themselves that she had aged 25 years in the 5 years since Willie's birth. As Eliza followed behind with the lunch basket in tow, John strode ahead at a lively pace, while Willie skipped joyfully beside him. He pointed excitedly at the large white tent as they approached its entrance, where a clown with a wide red smile was performing for a group of children who were Willie's age. Without hesitation, Willie dashed off to join them. As the blacks approached the clown, they noticed that the man with the painted face was not smiling at all, despite the bright red paint on his cheeks. His expression was a terrifying grimace. His arms flailed wildly at his own face and body, as if he were possessed by some malevolent force, compelling him to inflict harm upon himself. Eliza let out a sudden scream and dropped the lunch basket. Willie and the other children turned their heads stiffly in unison to gaze at Eliza. The clown fell to the ground in a heap. Eliza turned and sprinted away, her screams coming out in a frantic, incoherent rush. The children, however, slowly redirected their attention to the tent's entrance and entered with calm composure. John rushed to the clown lying on the ground, gripping his wrist and feeling a faint pulse as he tried to rouse him. The clown was battered and swollen, barely conscious. Suddenly, a cacophony erupted from within the white, draped walls of the enclosure. Animals roared, people screamed, and crashes mingled with screeches. John's blood ran cold as he realized his son was inside the circus tent, unattended. John sprang up and rushed through the tent opening, his heart pounding in his chest. As he burst inside, he stopped dead in his tracks, utterly frozen at the chaotic sight that unfolded before him. Lions and tigers were loose, their terrifying forms weaving through the crowd, their powerful roars echoing like thunder in the air. Panic-stricken people scattered in all directions, trying to escape the fierce beasts. In the midst of this chaos, an elephant trumpeted loudly, its massive feet stomping ferociously, sending spectators tumbling left and right like rag dolls. The sheer force of its movements left a trail of destruction as it charged through the throng. Above the turmoil, trapeze artists swung and spun wildly in the air, desperately clinging to ropes that whipped around violently, their faces twisted in fear. The clowns added to this madness, their laughter ringing out maniacally as they slit their own throats with comically large scissors. Horses erupted from the confines of the tent, galloping frantically across the field, racing toward the river, and plunging into the water, drowning themselves. John was frozen in horror as people frantically ran and screamed, desperately trying to escape the tent, some even clawing their way through the fabric walls. In the midst of the chaos, he spotted Willie, along with the other 5-year-olds, standing in the center ring, their faces illuminated with delight as they watched the mayhem unfold. In the aftermath of the Dan Rice circus tragedy, an investigation by Charleston authorities revealed a series of bizarre and violent events linked to several children born in 1850. All of these children had been baptized at St. Michael's Episcopal Church during the summer of that year. When Reverend Thomas Harris was interrogated, he confessed to being possessed by Satan during that time. He expressed remorse to the police for his inability to recall any details from the period, stating that his memory was completely blank. Willie, much like many children his age in Charleston, was sent away to live with extended family or attend various boarding schools. The details surrounding Willie's fate remain a mystery, as his father John died tragically of a heart attack on that fateful day of the circus, and his mother, Eliza, was committed to an institution for the insane. Back to you, Jill.
As we conclude this evening's broadcast reflecting on the strange events of the Dan Rice Circus tragedy, the echoes of that day resonate through the corridors of Charleston's past, shrouded in unanswered questions and hushed whispers. We may never fully understand the enigma surrounding those events. However, one thing is for sure: something larger and far more sinister was at play. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a Common Mystics Media production in association with Access Paranormal. Editing by Yokai Audio out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Story by Dennis Brose. For more Common Mystics, visit our website, commonmystics.net. Find us on all the socials at Common Mystics Pod. Thank you. Good night.
Well, we're almost at the end of the show now, and I hope you found the second part of the investigation at Mill Street Barracks enjoyable. We extend our sincere gratitude to Nigel and Scott over in the United States, as well as the Common Mystics for the compelling Boo review. We look forward to seeing you next week. From Access Paranormal, good night.